Shalom. My name is Brother Dawada, and I'm here with Brother
Josh.
Where we're going to be breaking down some information about the Bible, some facts about prophecy, and what we're supposed to do in these said times.
Okay. Right, a very quick brief history of this Bible and where it came from. Originally, the Bible was in scrolls. Then there was the first translation of the Bible was the Septuagint in roughly 89 BC. Now this was the Bible from the original Hebrew scrolls into the Greek. Now after that, the next translation of the Bible was in 400 AD. That's 400 years after Christ, which was the Roman Vulgate translation. Now I'm mentioning this because during that translation, some of the books were removed from the Bible. The 14 books called the Apocrypha were removed from the Bible, and also the book of Enoch was taken out of the Bible. Now these are some of the books that we're going to be going into today. After that translation of the Roman Vulgate, thank you. Also the book of Yasha was taken out of the Bible. These are some of the books that we're going to be going into today. And I need to emphasize the fact that these books are part of the original Bible. Bible is a Greek word which means biblios, which is Greek, scrolls, the plural. The Roman Vulgate, when they made their translation, tried to give us only, let's say, 2/3 of the book. Now, King James in 1611, who was the King of England, Scotland, France and Wales, sat on all the three thrones at the very same time. He authorized this translation of the Bible, the King James 1611, with the Apocrypha. So I can assure you, everything that we're going into today is authentic, and all the words we will be reading are from the words of the Most High. Okay, that was that.
Okay. Well, the Most High, God of Israel, He's only dealing with righteousness. So the wicked, they're not really fought for. I'm having a lot of people asking me, why is God going to punish people or punish His people? You only have to look at the evidence that was presented to us in the scriptures to get true understanding as to how this could be the case. For example, if we go into Genesis 6:5, we can break straight into it.
Genesis 6 verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
So the Most High saw the wickedness of man, and it was great in the earth. So wickedness excelled in the earth, and the imagination and the thoughts of man and his heart were evil continually. Read on that.
And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him in his heart.
Because the Most High is a righteous God. When man adopted wickedness or sin, it grieved him in his heart that he even created us, because wickedness is not of him. Read on, King.
And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth.
I will do what?
I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, that the fowls of the air, for it repenteth me that I have made them.
You see, there's consequences when you don't deal with the righteousness of the Most High. He will destroy man. There's nothing new under the sun. This has happened before. When wickedness excels in the earth, that is enough cause for the Most High to, after a while, after time goes on, grace runs out, and there's a judgment or punishment or consequence for not dealing with the righteousness that we're capable of. If we go to now Matthew 24:12, it's a precept of that, Because righteousness has to be taken out of the earth. Unrighteousness, sorry, has to be taken out of the earth. Because the world is not made for wicked.
Right. Matthew chapter 24 verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
He that endures unto the end, the same shall be saved.
And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Which is why we're doing what we're doing. If you could get for me now, 2nd Ezra 7 and 20.
Second Ezra chapter 7 verse 20. For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of God that is set before them.
You see how it says there be many who perish? Read that again, brother.
For there be many that perish in this life.
Many that perish in this life. Read on.
Because they despise the law of God that is set before them.
They despise the law of God which is set before them. How do you despise the law? By not taking any thought for it and not dealing with it. Right. Verse 17 up.
Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish.
That's the answer right there as to why the Most High sends his judgment on the earth. Because through sin or transgression of the law comes death. Unrighteousness leads to no life. You understand what I'm saying? So the righteous eventually will obtain this earth, and he will destroy the wicked. That's his job, to make clean of the earth. Verse 21.
For there be many that perish in this life, because they despise the law of God that is set before them.
Despising the law is not taking heed, not following his commandments, and transgressing his laws continually. This is what we know as sin. Reader.
For God hath given straight commandment to such as come, what they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
So it's given in clear description, clear detail by writings, people who the Most High appoints as to what you should do to obtain life, to avoid death and such judgments that you're seeing being manifest in the earth just now. Read that again, brother, just to get that again.
For God hath given straight commandment to such as came.
Straight commandments. Where do you find the commandments of the Most High? In the Bible.
What they should do to live, even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
That's quite clear. Reader.
Nevertheless, they were not obedient unto him, but spake against him, and imagined vain things, and deceived themselves by their wicked deeds, and said of the Most High that he is not, and knew not his ways.
See, how can you claim that there's no such thing as the Most High when you don't understand his ways? You can't understand his ways if you don't read about him and learn him. You can't have faith in something that you haven't learned or you don't know. This is why we're urging people to come back to this word, to get clear understanding as to what to do in these times. If you could now go to again Matthew 24 and 4, please.
Matthew chapter 24 verse 4. And Yeshua answered and said unto them,
Yeshua is who you call Jesus Christ. That's his Hebrew original name. Read on, okay?
Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
So just because a person says they're representing Christ doesn't necessarily mean they have the true doctrine or understanding of Christ. Read on.
And shall deceive many.
And shall deceive many.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumours of wars.
That's been going on right amongst this time. Anytime you look on the news, there's war popping up here. Afghanistan, Iraq, Middle East, Iran. Every day you're hearing about rumours of wars. Read on, please.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass.
He's talking to the elect now, the people who actually care about the Most High. Don't worry about it. These things have to come to pass. There's a reason for it. Read on.
But the end is not yet.
The end is not yet. We're not worrying. Read on.
For nation shall rise against nation,
That's nationality versus nationality,
and kingdom against kingdom.
and kingdom against kingdom.
And there shall be famines and pestilences.
If you research now what's going on, there's a shortage on food. We're just one crop harvest away from worldwide famine. Consider that. Read on.
And earthquakes
And
in
what?
diverse places. And earthquakes
In what?
in diverse places.
What does diverse mean? Diverse means different. So in different places, we understand there's regular places in the earth where you get earthquakes, but diverse means different. And you're getting how many earthquakes? Are we talking about in
24 in the last 3 days.
24 in the last 3 days?
600 in the last
376 in the last 30 days.
376
In the last 30 days.
in the last 30 days.
It's not good enough. It's not good enough to say, oh, earthquakes and disasters happen all the time. Not this frequently. We're talking about record-breaking amounts of earthquakes around the earth.
And this started since March 2010. The most ever recorded in a period of 3 months was 6. And in the period of March to May in 2010, we broke that record by 30. There was 36. And ever since then, they've been popping off all over the place. The mainstream media is not pushing this information forward.
True. We don't care.
All these are the beginning of sorrows.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, unfortunately, it's not going to get any easier or any better. Before things can get good or right again, we have to go through even more tribulation, which we're saying get prepared for, get yourself right for, seek Christ, because Christ is the one who will deliver us through these said times. It's written that way. Could you get me 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, please? We're not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. We understand that this word is true. It's evident. You can use science. You can use geography. You can use history. You can use archaeology to prove that this word is true.
Chapter 9 verse 1.
6 and 9, please.
2nd Esdras chapter 6 verse 9.
Read.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
So Esau is the modern day Europeans, the pure blood Europeans, and they're in control of the world right now. Yeah? And Jacob is what?
The beginning of it that followeth.
Our Lord and Savior came from the bloodline of Jacob, and he's going to have dominion, and righteousness will be abound when this said system falls, because it's falling. Babylon is falling. Go to 2nd Ezra 6 and 25, please.
Sorry?
6 and 25 now, please.
Chapter 6 verse 25. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation and the end of your world.
That's talking about that's Yeshua's salvation that's been spoke of there, and the end of this world, which is our world.